Hello friends, welcome back once again in the next lecture of the Swift series. So in today's lecture we will discuss about associative types. By the Apple documentation, the definition of associative types in associative type gives a placeholder name to a type that used as part of the protocol. The actual type to use for that associative type is not specified until the protocol is adopted. Associative types are specified with the associative type keyword. So friend, it means that associative type gives a placeholder name, not an actual type. We just add a placeholder name into the associative type, and when the protocol is adopted, that associative type is used. And associative type are specified and declared with associative type keyword. So friend, next we will discuss what is the need of the associative type. So it remove need of multiple protocols for the same type work where only data is different. So friend, if we talk about the need of the associative type, because in our previous lecture I have discussed how generic function is useful for multiple functions where only the argument is different, so we can use a generic function for multiple data types. So in the same way, the associative type is used for multiple protocol where type is different, so it reduces the complexity of the code. So let's go to the code. So friend, I have already created a playground project for the associative type. So suppose I am taking here a protocol. So I type here protocol, and here I am taking name test data. It's the name of the protocol. You can take any name. So I am taking here test data is the name of the protocol. So here we will declare associative type. So I am taking here associative type. So associative type is a keyword. It's a predefined keyword in the Swift library, and here I am taking the associative type name. Suppose I am taking here item. You can take any name. So suppose I am taking here a function, and taking the name of the function sum of data. You can take any name here, and here I am passing the argument. Suppose I am passing here int, and here I am passing int, and suppose here I am returning the int type value. Suppose I am commenting this code. So before implementing associative type, I will show you why we need the associative type in our application. So suppose I am taking here a struct, and name of the struct here, you can take here any name. Suppose I am taking here name of the struct is my data, and here I am confirming this protocol test data. So now we need to add the protocol function here. So we will add here. So by default it's adding it, and now we require to add here the value of a and b. Suppose I am adding here and returning the value of a and b. So a plus b. So I am returning from the function sum of data, and now I am calling this function. So here I am taking an object obj1 and equal to, so my struct name is here my data. So I am just creating the object of the my data, and here I am calling and assigning the value in result variable. So here obj1, now the object of the my data stuck, so it can access the function sum of data. So I am calling the sum of data and passing here argument. Suppose I am passing here 100, and here I am passing 200. So, and here I am printing the value of result. So here I am showing result data value. Suppose result is now I am showing here. Yeah, so now I run the application. Yeah, so you can check that result is showing 300 because in the argument I am passing 100 and 200, and the function is returning the sum of a and b. Suppose I want to pass here a string type value. So for this what I can do, suppose I copy this code, and here I am passing string type value. Yeah, and now I will try to run it. Then it will show in error, and error is that expected argument is int, because here argument I am taking int type, and here we are passing the value string type, so it will not accept it. So for this protocol will not work for the string type value. For this we need a another protocol, so I am taking here a another protocol. So I am taking here test data 2, and here I am passing string type argument, and here I am also passing string type argument. Yeah, so now taking here another struct and add this protocol into the another struct, or we can add into the same struct if we required, but I am taking here the different struct for it, so I am adding this protocol into the different struct. So it's the data 2, and here now the name is same. Here I am passing here just string type value, so we need to here string type argument. So for this we need to take the argument of the my data 2. So for this I am creating a another object. So suppose I am taking here a my data 2 and creating a another object, name is obj2, and here obj2 is now can access the sum of data, is a string type function, so we can access it. So now I try to run. Yeah, so now result coding Gyaan is showing because it is a string type function here. So problem is creating when we want to show a sum of the float type value. So for this we need to another argument or another protocol. So for this I will need to create another protocol. So I am creating here another protocol test data 3, the name of the protocol, and here we need to pass the argument float type argument. So I am taking here float type argument because we cannot pass float type value into the string or int, so we need to take another protocol for the float type argument. So I am taking here test data 3 protocol, and I am taking here suppose another struct. So here we need to change the name test data 3 and my data 3. So the protocol name is now test data 3 and struct name I am taking my data 3, and here we need to change type. Now the protocol function data type is float, so I am taking here float. Yeah, so now we can add the sum of the float type value. So here I am taking a float type. Now suppose it's result 1, and here I can take the name result 1, and here we can take result 2. So here I am taking result 2, and here I am taking result 3. Yeah, so if you watch this video till the last, I'm sure that you will clear the concept of associative type, because I am show you from the beginning of the associative. So the error message is showing because here I am using obj2, and here I am also taking obj2. So we will take here object 3, and here the struct name is now my data 3. So obj3 can now access the value of the float type. So we can add here, suppose I am taking here a float type value, because now we have function of the float type, and here yeah, like this we can pass here in float type value. So now I run it. Yeah, so you can see here the result 1, 2 and 3 is showing according to data type, because here we are passing integer, and here we are passing string, and here we are passing float type value. So according to value, the result is showing here. So we are showing here why the need of the associative type, because our topic is the associative type, and I am showing you why we are using protocol, a multiple protocols here. Like in the generic function, we are using the same function in multiple times, and but with the help of the generic function we was able to remove the redundancy of the multiple functions. So now, so here we will create a generic type protocol that can handle all data types in the same protocol. So it's the problem of the protocol, because we are using here multiple protocol for the same function, only just here data type is different, but the same function we are performing three times. So for removing this redundancy of the protocol, we will use the associative type. Now I am removing this multiple protocols here. I am suppose commenting this now, and here I am taking associative type. So now associative type is item. So item is nothing, it's only a placeholder name, so you can take here any name. So I am taking here item, so it's just a name. So where we are passing the type, suppose here I am passing int type, so we will pass here the associative type. Now the associative type is item here, and now here, so I am removing the multiple protocols from here, and now here we need to, suppose I run it now. Now test data 2 is not in the scope now. So for this, suppose I am now commenting the multiple struct from here. Yeah, suppose I am commenting this code also and running, and check what will happens here. Yeah, so when I comment this function here, so compiler is showing an error message that my data does not conform to protocol. So here a required method we will add for the protocol. So type alias automatically added here. So here we will take a type alias for the item. Suppose associative type is item, so here item is showing, and I am taking suppose here the type. So now I am adding here the data type. So when we confirm the protocol, then we will add the type. So now the function I am uncommenting here, and here we will just add the item, because I have already created for the lecture a separate lecture for the type alias and given the link in the description box. Because type alias is the same name, now the item is equivalent to int, so where we need to the int type we can use the item. I can add here now the item. So now item is equivalent to int, so it will perform the same operation like int type. So now sum of data will return the sum of the two integer value, so we can perform. I am uncommenting this code and now I am running. Yeah, so you can check that with the help of the type alias you can add the two integer type value like this. So here we are not passing that argument type is int, but we are passing here an item, a type alias. So the function is returning a integer type value. Yeah, so here integer value is showing. So suppose here we want to show the string type value with the same protocol. So I am uncommenting this code here, and now the second stack for the string type we will add here a string type alias, and here we will add the type. So now type is equivalent to item, so we can add here item like this, and here. So now we will run the application, and now you can check that string and int type value is showing in the result with the same protocol we are using in both the struct. So here we are using test data, and here we are using test data. So Suppose now we want to show the float type value with the same protocol. So can we show it? So for this we add the same functionality type alias we will add here, because we are using here same protocol. So the same type alias will be add automatically for confirming the protocol. So here message showing that test data function, so we added it already, we did not require it, so we add here just float, because I am taking here string, so string function is adding here. So now float I am taking here and passing as a argument item. So now this struct will work for the float type. Now I am uncommenting the float type object here and now run the application. Yeah, so you can check that now result 3 is showing also for the float type value we are passing here, and the 3 result is showing for int, string and float type. So we can check here that the same protocol we can use different stuff. So we can say that associative type makes protocol as a generic protocol, because with the help of the associative type same protocol we can use in multiple places. So it reduces the redundancy of the protocol because we are using for the same function. So before associative type you could see that the same protocol we are using multiple times for the same functionalities, just argument type is different. So if only argument type is different, so we need not take two different protocol for different stuck. So we are using here stuck, so we can take here class also. So suppose I am taking here class, so it will work for the same for the class also. Yeah, so you can check that result 3 is showing same result as it was showing for the struct. So now we are using here class and struct. So class, struct, enum, so all these we can use in the associative types. Suppose here I want to add the extension of the class, so we can take also the extension here. So how we use with extension? Suppose I am taking the extension of my data 3, and here I am adding the same protocol test data, and here we can add the same function in the extension, so it will work same as before it was working. So we can remove here, and now if I try to run it, then result will be the same as before it was showing. Yeah, so you can check that now result is showing same as before it was showing. So I think it will be helpful for you because associative type reduce the redundancy of the protocol. I think it will be the helpful. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for the watching.